I just wanted to have a prop for today's podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're oh. It's a metaphor for painting, cooking up with. It's a metaphor. What?
Sure. Well,
Creative tasks and things like that. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think the reason why I'm able to paint and make art is because I learned how to cook in a busy restaurant. So I was able to work fast. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think you have a good work ethic, Ron, which I imagine was sort of solidified in your work as a chef.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this kind of get one done, get it out, done, next one, done, get it out, next one, done.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Well, I remember we used to talk about in the kitchen that there was this restaurant magazine, professional magazine, and there was an article in it where they studied the brains of brain surgeons and line cooks when they're busy. When they're in the same kind of stuff was happening in their brain. So I mean, like whatever neurons were connecting and going off, and it's funny because it's like it's food and it's a brain, but your brain doesn't know that. It just knows I got to get this done. I got to do this right.
Yeah.
Well, I worked in pubs and restaurants. I worked in kitchens, and I think, like I say, I think that work ethic of getting through. So our pub, there's a chain of pubs called the Firkins in Britain, and our one in Windsor was the flagship. There's hundreds of these pubs. Our one was the busiest in the country by far, the highest taking Firkin.
Yeah.
And yeah, on a Saturday night, we would. I mean, you'd probably serve about 300-400 people each.
Yeah.
Or maybe even more.
Yeah.
And just do the same with painting.
Yeah, I used to work in a cafe and a pub kitchen, and also bus driver's cafe. Although that was pretty awful, but I used to do a bit of kitchen work as well.
We're all kitchen people.
Yeah, we have done.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's quite a revelation. All Black Ivory people are kitchen workers.
Yes, we've been kitchen workers. We've all worked in the kitchen. Wow, that says a lot, actually.
And you used to wear your chef's cap thing, didn't you?
Oh, I did. I had a chef's cap I used to wear to painting.
Yeah, you had that.
There you go. So what was the name of that? So when I do the annotation or whatever for our podcast
content list. Yeah.
Content. What was the name of the pub that you worked at?
The Fort and Firkin.
I don't even know what that Fortin Firkin.
Right, 3 words. Fort, F-O-R-T.
Yep.
And.
Yep.
Firkin, F-I-R-K-I-N.
Forkin Firkin.
Fort and Firkin.
Yeah.
And there's loads of pubs, and they all ended in and Firkin. So there's the Fort and Firkin, the Future and Firkin, the Fox and Firkin. I think they all began with F. And like I said,
that's great. And it also sounds like an expletive. If you don't want to swear, you could just say Fort and Firkin, or something like that.
I think they do sort of. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we had T-shirts which said things like "I'm a Firkin bar steward."
Yeah.
And all plays on words.
Yeah, playing things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like your new paintings, Ron.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Oh, great! I mean, you got to see them too. I thought you're not on the social media.
I
she just takes my word for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got another. I can show you another painting. That's another one that I'm just.
Oh, nice! Look at that. Oh, that's really
a long time ago. That's another holiday one. That's based on Shanghai. When I went to Shanghai and guide, but it's called Nightfall. So that's
yeah, I've been there.
There. Yeah, it's lovely.
That's super.
Yeah. So that's.
Is there any way I can you put it up in front of the thing again so I can I see it again?
Yeah, sure. Put it up at the front. Yeah, hold up at the front of the thing. Yeah, so you can
because I want to look at the detail on that. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow. I can't paint like that, but all the power to you. It looks great. It's beautiful.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I also went to an exhibition on Sunday at the Tate Modern, but it's a really nice gallery just next to the Tate Modern, and it's called Bankside Gallery. And to be honest, I like the work in there better than the Tate Modern. I've got Tate membership, so I go to the Tate Modern, but Banks see what's on. But there's going to be a Frida Kahlo, so I'm definitely going to see that. But there's it was all called London Calling, and it was all scenes of London and paintings, prints of London. They were really good. They were terrific. So yeah,
Are you going to it, or are you in it?
no, I'm not in there. I just went to see it, and yeah, I think London's wonderful because it's got all these green spaces and parks, and you can just do trees, and it'd be London, or you could do buildings and still be London. There's so many varieties of things to paint around London, so I just I quite and they even had those sort of maps, those sort of tube maps where there's lots and lots of different animals, and Duck Lane, and then there's Bull Mews or something like that, a picture of a bull, and it was a map type of all the different animals, and yeah, any sort of take on London really. It was really good, and
your Black Crow series would do good there.
Yeah, I looked at that. Yeah, they had one. Yeah, they had that as well. Yeah, I think there's a Crow Lane somewhere in London as well. But yeah, the little picture of a crow as well. So it was really good. Yeah. So yeah, I did that, and then I saw this kinetic sculpture. This is more than the Tate Modern, and I don't. Do you like kinetic sculpture, op art, that type of thing much yourself, or?
Connecting sculpture?
Kinetic. It means movement, kinetic, and often means that the viewer has to get involved with the sculpture.
I might like it. I don't know.
It's a bit like it's a pinball machine. You pull a lever, the viewers has to involve. Either you're standing in front of it and you leave a shadow, which means that you're type of op art, you're taking part in that op art piece of art.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or you're
participation.
And it flips something, and this is what happened to this one. It was quite fun. I mean, there was this little toddler there was one we had to pull down all these balls, and there was this little toddler doing it, and she was a lovely time, and it was quite fun for the kids, and there was a lot of colour.
You can't beat art that's fun for the kids, can you?
Yeah, you can. It's more like an adventure
That's the
playground.
important thing. Yeah, that's
it's fun for the
important
kids. I mean, how can you review it? It's fun for the kids. It's a adventure. He's Argentinian, the sculptor, and it's an adventure. Yeah, he's like an adventure playground. But he did do some quite good painting. It's quite colourful. It's colourful. It's fun. So I just went to see that. But
it's like DEI. I'm sure they said to him, "Look, we like your sculptures and everything, but we need 20% rubbish so we can get it through our funding scheme."
Yeah,
20% rubbish. My daughter's boyfriend does. He teaches. He goes from school to school, like young people, and gives them demonstrations on Rube Goldberg machines. You know what Rube Goldbergs are?
No.
It's when you make any kind of contraption you want to move something to somewhere, like a ball going somewhere, but you use whatever's in your house, or garbage cans and cats, and it starts, you hit it here, and it goes through all of these crazy things and ends up and does something like turns on a light. So you start here and you go through wild mazes.
Oh, I know. I've seen that type of thing. Yeah, I've
like
seen
the Goonies.
Yeah, I have seen. I know exactly what you mean. I do know the sort of thing that you're talking about. Yeah, it's sort of like it took it one thing pushes another thing, pushes another thing, pushes another thing.
Right,
it's quite absurdist, and it's
Thank you. That's much better explained than I did it.
Yeah.
I saw one online the other day, and it was
yeah. Sorry, yeah.
And it went forever, and it was absolutely amazing to watch. And the guy did it in his like this young person did it in his yard, but it was the woods. It had to be like 50 yards of contraption, and he ended up just throwing a basketball through a hoop.
Yeah,
so that started with a ball, and it just went, and then some creature or some arm threw a ball in the hoop.
Yeah. Oh, this sounds quite amazing. Yeah, I mean it is very visual and punching. It's fun to watch, and it's fun, isn't it? So yeah, I know what you mean.
But do you think it's got anything to do with art?
Well, I this is it. I mean, it's
don't trip over the thing, Dad.
No.
Yeah, it's it's. I mean, people might you say it's not really proper art, but I mean, it's engaging. It's fun. So to
It's
do.
something to do.
Yeah. So
Are
I
you
think
guys are you guys in a heat wave right now?
yes, we are absolutely in a heat wave. It's terrible.
I've been
It's
reading about it. I
yeah.
didn't know if London was affected, but like Spain and France are pretty heavy.
Oh, it's just actually, I really feel sorry for the people in France because they've got 10 degrees higher than us, 45 degrees. I think I wouldn't be surviving that. And people are having heat stroke, and some people have died in Britain about it already, and have died. Yeah, and the ambulance services are out, and they've actually got like cool places for people to come and sit. They had warm places in winter for people to come keep warm. The local housing association, because people can't afford the heating, so they came and sat there. And now they've got cool places for people to come and sit because they can't afford the air conditioning. So
In
so some
France,
schools are providing communal spaces for people to do that, which is one good thing. But it's yeah, I couldn't go out in it. I would be out sketching, and I just couldn't sit out in the sun. So I stayed indoors. I did some flower paintings and some other painting instead because it's just too hot to go out in. And I was going to go to a live drawing class, but I didn't do that either because they said don't go out unless it's necessary. So I don't. So, but yeah, you went to Billy's though, didn't you? You didn't, yeah.
Yeah, I like the heat. I'm fine with it. So yeah,
you like humidity? Because the heat I can handle, but humidity I can't. It's too
Oh
much.
yeah. Oh no, the lady next door neighbour said I just went out for about 10 minutes to walk the dog, and she came back absolutely sweating. She said I'm absolutely sweating. And I was talking to another lady who works in a dog parlour grooming dogs, and she said we have to blow dry them and get rid of all the excess fur and everything.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, the poor dogs! I don't know how they. Because my
Can't,
next door
can't
neighbours.
they make it cold air?
Yeah, they can do it on cold, I think. But they have my next door neighbour's got a sort of poodle spaniel cross dog, lovely little dog. But yeah, so that's another thing. No business. Schools have closed. Trains cancelled. It's it's just the usual stuff, isn't it? Really, yeah. It's businesses, premises closed down, kitchen restaurants closed down. Some things it's just too hot.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's going to be more of the same. It's global warming, isn't it? So that's. But anyway.
What
It's
about
hot.
you, Ron? What's it like over there?
It's perfect, but it's rainy today. It's Lake Ontario is a giant lake that keeps the temperature steady, so it takes a long time to warm up, and it takes like in the spring, and it takes a long time to cool down. So it just holds that steadiness, and we never get too crazy on the water. If it gets into the yeah, it's I don't know what 90 degree is. I'm going to get my Celsius converter. I've told you that before, but I'm going to say I bet 30 degrees Celsius is probably the hottest it gets here in the middle of summer on the hottest day.
Oh no, we've got up to 38, 39 now. It's because it's
Okay.
as you say, 30 is about the hottest you can bear. Really, I know it's awful, but yeah, it's it's terrible. Yeah, it is.
And today I got kicked out of the studio, which I'd like to be in because it's in the cellar, so it's cool. It's in the basement.
Yes, yeah.
I got 2 bees flying around there, and I can't get them out.
Oh no! Oh, yeah.
And
You get all this conflicting advice. Don't open a window because it lets all the warm air in and stuff like that. Or let a sort of breeze come through and yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. So you can't open the window. Yeah.
Well, I did. I opened the. Well, it's not that hot, so I opened the door, and all day. That's why I was painting today in the dark because it's dark down there. As soon as I turned on my light, the bees would fly right to the light.
Oh really? Yeah.
So I thought if I turn the light off and open the door, they'll go to the door light, the light of the door.
Oh,
And but they didn't because they're dumb bees.
But you managed to paint a vase of flowers. One of your paintings is called "I've turned the lights off to get rid of the bees."
It was. I couldn't even see it, but they came out good. It's like it was like painting in a, like with the lights off at 9 p.m. or something. When it's just dusk.
Yeah.
So to what extent could you see what you were doing?
I could see, well, I knew what colors I was putting on, and I could see the white space that I wanted to get rid of. So it was kind of like, well, flowers are pink, maybe, and and I'd made some sort of creature like that. And
Is this a new method you've discovered, Ron, for your work?
it's neat because then you switch the light on to take the picture of it, and you go, "Oh, that came out okay," So
I've got a new method I discovered on Monday. I'll show you.
Let's see it.
Transfers of transfers.
Oh, right.
So
I read
that's a
that.
transfer drawing of off-grid life claymation.
The lone kayaker.
That's it. Then you put a piece of paper on top.
Yeah.
Get 8 pieces of paper. So get 4 of these. One piece of paper, another one on top. So you've got like a sandwich. And then on the back, do a pencil over the whole page. Turn it over. Do the same. Then start taking them off. And you end up with something like that.
That looks great.
For this one and a lot of them, I just did a black outline around the edge. So from having 15, so it took me about 4 hours to do 15 of these, and then an hour to get another 15 done. So I ended up getting 30 done at Billy's.
That's good. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I always look for ways to get that work done like that.
You can do the same with paintings. I've done it before, where you do an oil painting, you just put a piece of paper on top, rub it with your hand, peel it off. You've got 2 paintings.
Yeah.
Well, I did that because I followed one of your things, and I did that with a painting, and it worked great. I always afraid though that I'm going to screw up the first painting somehow.
It will destroy it like 5-10%. But if it's a good painting and you're happy, then you can't do anything about it. But if you're not bothered, you can just use it. Not really. It's not something you can do on a finished painting. But as you're working through, you can do paper and end up, after you've done one painting with 7 artworks, you can give the 7 away at Free Art and keep the canvas one for later.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah. Also, it's quite nice to do it if you're using watercolour, because it's absorbent sort of paper. You just put that on top. You get almost a sort of double image, almost a perfect print of it. But it's really nice. It's nice and absorbent, the paper, watercolour paper. So you can do that with that as well, flowers and things. And it doesn't matter if it goes a bit blobby, and it looks even nicer sometimes. So yeah, that's something else you can do. Yeah.
So you could take a watercolor painting, you make a watercolor, and do the same thing.
Flowers, like you just painted some flowers, watercolor, nice watercolor paper, absorbent watercolor paper. Then put another one on top, or and then just take it off, and then it comes up. It comes like take a print that way as well. Yeah, but it's nice.
Andy Warhol did this kind of thing.
He did it all.
Andy Warhol's shoes.
Oh yeah.
A lot of those were blotches. He would just press the next page on top of it, and then just do a little bit extra on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know. All I know about the shoes is from a lyric by Lou Reed and John Cale, and it's Andy Warhol talking, and he says, they made me do 500 shoes today. I thought I was going to pass out or something like that. So and that's probably what he was doing. Yeah.
He was particularly. I mean, he was a successful commercial artist before he set up his studio. Specifically for shoes, he had a reputation as being the best painter of shoes in New York.
Yeah, he did lots of adverts with them, didn't he, and stuff.
I didn't know that.
His mum, and his mum had brilliant handwriting. So his mum did the handwriting, he did the image, and he got a top reputation.
I got to read about him. That's fascinating. See, sometimes I'm happy that I'm very ignorant of art history, because then if I copy everybody, it was meant to be, But I like the stories. I like the biographies.
Yeah.
Andy Warhol had a very interesting life.
Yeah.
Because he had a brain that was, it was easy for him to step outside the system because he was already outside of everyone's thought process anyway. So he didn't have to. I don't think it was a big effort for Andy to do something revolutionary, because if he works hard on his normal frame of mind, it will be revolutionary because he thinks different. If you think different at the start, then you're onto a winner whatever you do. So, and
It's funny you should say that, because I think that of you. So keep at it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Somebody will be saying that about you someday.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He was a workaholic, Warhol. He used to take amphetamine so he could work through the night. He was
What did he
you know,
take?
Amphetamines.
speed or something.
Oh,
but
speed.
it let him work through the night, and he had assistants. I mean, he was phenomenal. I mean, if I can live up to that kind of level, then yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong if you are working at that pace and that efficiently, you know.
And he was even more so. He was. I do know enough about him that he was very social. That he got out. That he had the factory and was very busy. So not only making art, but partying and creating the
yeah, you do a lot of celebrities and
the Velvet Underground, right?
Yeah, he liked to do print covers for this magazine. Was it called Portrait Magazine, or famous people? He did Grace Jones, Debbie Harry, Elizabeth Taylor. I think all those movie actresses and stars. And
his socialising was work, though.
Though it was, in a way, it was work for him too, because
he didn't go out partying like most people go out partying. When he was partying, it was work. It was to get stuff done.
Contacts and work.
Yeah. And
never,
that's what I like
about it.
You're
never not working. You're never not working.
And it brings me back to that same album, if you can get a hold of it. I mean, I know the time you have is limited, but either one of you, if you're interested, it's called Songs for Drella. And it's by Lou Reed and John Cale, and it's all about Andy Warhol, because they were very close. And the songs are, like, one of the songs, Edgeworth, is called It's Work. And it's Andy Warhol would always tell. I told you this last week, didn't I?
No.
Oh, okay. There's this quote in the song, this lyric, and it's Lou Reed saying, Andy asked me how many songs I wrote that
you
day.
told me this a while ago.
Yeah, okay. I said 0. I'll say it again. I said 0. I lied and said 10, but I did 0. He said, you should have done 15. You're not going to be young forever. So I thought that's Andy Warhol, right? Just keep producing, keep producing.
Yes, he did. Yeah, and he also bought a lot of stuff. He had very eclectic sort of taste. He just bought all sorts of stuff, and he filled his home with it. And he'd just go out and he'd spend loads and loads of money on whatever he could see. And it could just be completely random sort of stuff. Anything he'd just see around him, he'd bought a barload of it as well. Yeah, quite a collection. By the time he died, they went through his stuff. Yeah.
I wonder who got his stuff. Like, he didn't have kids, so who'd he leave it all to?
Yeah. I mean, you can only have so much clutter. I mean, I'm quite bad at getting second-hand stuff like that. Yeah,
There's parakeets.
Oh, that's lovely. They're outside.
Yeah.
But,
You have parakeets in London?
Oh no, we've had them for years.
Not so much around Muswell Hill, but South London have a lot of them.
Yeah.
And you do see them occasionally around Hampstead Heath. Do you get them in Crouch End?
I haven't seen any, but I know that they're there.
Claire's got parakeets in the trees behind her garden.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in South London.
Well, where did they come from? Are they from people's pets and they started to survive the winters?
Sometimes I think they might have been. Yeah.
Legend has it Jimi Hendrix let one out.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. So that's it. Yeah. I mean, it's like this. These panthers that some people see around the Yorkshire.
They were pets.
Yeah,
they're dumping their pets.
There was quite a fashion for having, big cats as pets in the 60s or in the 70s, and people were dumping them as and that's an they've got sheep around Yorkshire, so they can eat So that's how they.
They're probably all gone now, I'd imagine.
I don't know if they have. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we used to have lawns in England. I don't see why they shouldn't survive.
Isn't there footage of like walking down the King's Road with a tiger on a leash?
Yes, people used to do.
I mean,
Wow.
you can't believe it. You can't believe it.
People used to keep them as pets, and they just dumped them. So they've
Now I've got another system for here, the new one. Because I've been doing everything on cardboard, but everyone's taking blonde cards. No one's taking the big ones. And I remember when you were doing your paper ones and I did paper, the paper goes a lot easier.
Okay.
So I'm doing these on paper, but with a bit of Gorilla Tape on both sides and holes punched through.
Yeah.
So I hope people don't put them in frames. I hope they just hang them straight on the wall.
Yeah.
So nice. That's a different zombie. I love that. That's different. Like that very much.
I tell you, these ones, I've cut stencils out of lino, and I'm painting them through stencil. So that one is an edition so far of 10. Okay. So I've got 10 that all look they look pretty much exactly the same. And again, it's an easy way to get, instead of doing one painting in an afternoon, who does one? But you can easily do 50 of those in a day.
So you're making a stencil out of a lino. How are you doing the stencil? Just cutting
I'm cutting lino into a stencil and then painting around the stencils.
Very thin. It's a very thin lino board.
No, it's thick. No, it's quite thick. I'd say it's maybe 5 millimeters thick, half a centimeter.
And you're cutting through it to make a stencil. You're cutting.
Yeah, with a box cutter knife, just cutting it, and then I've got 4 or 5 stencil pieces, and I do them in layers. So
let's see.
So firstly, I've got the yellow. So I do the stencil for the yellow, and then I let that dry. Then I do the stencil for the red, and then I do the blue by hand. You don't need a stencil for that bit. So that's just a 3 color, but 2 stencil pieces.
Oh, I like that. Smart.
Yeah.
And I think those will go better because I don't fancy making 3,000 blonde cards this year. You know, I'd like people to not always take a blonde card. So
plus, I mean, do you get bored? You want to do something else too, you know? I mean, once in a while.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want 60% of my work this year to be blonde cards. You know, I think I'd like to do. I've got a load of new songs I'd like us to do.
Oh right, yeah.
I was reading one of your posts about how you want to get the studio up, music.
I've got to get it clear because I've got to get the Johnstones done because I've got about 7 or 8 or maybe 7, 8 or 9, can't remember which. I've got to get the collaboration, Charles's collaborations done. I could do those in a day if I have them all up at one go. But I need the studio clear for that. And then once those are out the way, then I can set it up for music. And then Emma and I can do some music.
New songs?
Yeah.
New songs as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I've got loads of new. So do you ever go through a phase where every time I pick up a guitar, I just immediately write a song, and then sometimes
No. Oh.
I'm in that phase at the moment. I just start playing something and then loop it in my head and blah blah blah, and I think and I quickly record it on the phone, and it just seems that whilst that seems to be quite easy to do, I should get them recorded. So once they're out my head, then you can start thinking of it. But until they're down, you can't really think of new stuff. So you got to empty them and then hopefully make room for the next ones.
I used to always forget when I was writing songs when I was younger, I didn't have the computer devices. So it was always make sure I remember the chords and lay the chords down with with the lyrics. And then I'd go back to it and go, well, now I didn't have a recording of it. So I didn't have the rhythm or how I was, getting that song back after years, whatever was hard. But
yeah, Beck, that used to happen to Beck when he was young. I mean, Beck would write 6-7 songs in a day.
Right.
And he would record what he could, but his problem was the same. You know, he would be playing a gig at night, and then he goes back to his studio afterwards. After he's played, I can't remember what I was doing. I've just played the whole gig between writing these songs. So he was forgetting songs left, right, and centre. But
Right.
he was lucky in that I think his parents allowed him to have a space where he could just go and do his stuff, and he had his machinery there.
Right. And recording. That's all what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have your songwriting drive, I think. But I mean, I would love it, but it's just not there. So it's like I don't take advantage of it.
I mean, I was watching the Isle of Wight festival. They've had that, you know, and they had the Cure headlining. And the last album I thought was fantastic. They did, and now apparently I thought that was the last one they were going to do, but they're going to do 2 more as well after this. So they're still going after 50 years apparently. So that's really good.
What's this? The Isle of Wight festival? What?
Yes, and Jimi Hendrix played there. And if you go to the Isle of Wight, I have been there. There's a statue of Jimi Hendrix there. You know,
My friend's mum was at that gig at the Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
I think he was like 6 hours late.
Yeah.
So by the time he went on stage, she said I couldn't keep my eyes open because he was so late. I think they had problems with obviously getting there.
Yeah.
But no, that was 1970, not long before he died.
Yeah.
Right. That's the George Harrison thing, right? With Bob Dylan played there, and
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And do you like the? Oh yes, there's bands Level 42. There's a band that I quite like, Wet Leg. Do you like Wet Leg? Have
I
you
don't
heard
know
them?
Wet
No,
Leg.
they're very sort of pixies. I mean, if you like that, you probably might like them as well. But
All
they
right,
do.
yeah.
They did a lot online. They got famous online. They didn't really go through the usual music. I mean, then they played gigs, but they were very good as
I
well.
started listening to Cheap Trick. Have you ever heard them?
No, I haven't. No.
Do you know
Cheap
Cheap Trick, Ron?
Yes.
They're big
Well,
in
yeah,
America.
when I was younger, that was like they were like, yeah, Cheap Trick, yes.
Yeah.
They were big in. It's quite funny because I've only just started watching them, and I see them on stage, and girls are screaming their heads off and running onto the stage, jumping onto the guitar. And it's so funny to see that.
Yeah.
The 70s was tough on
here,
everybody.
They played to 15 people.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean, they were good, but the thing about Cheap Trick, I think, was, I mean, they were good, but they were one of X number of bands who did that. They didn't have, because they sound a lot like Kiss and they sound a lot like Oasis, but Kiss and Oasis had their own identity, and I don't think Cheap Trick did. I think Cheap Trick just sounded like a band. I mean, but that's not a criticism of them. But I think that I was wondering, why aren't these guys famous? Because they're writing good songs and they can all play.
Yeah.
So what makes a band like Kiss or Oasis be famous and then not be famous?
Well, Kiss is my fault because I had an obsession with Kiss when I was in 5th grade, or 4th grade, which was what? I was 11 years old. And I think Kiss was really appealed to the teeny boppers, like me. And it was the whole dress up thing or whatever they were doing. So they were
brilliant with all that makeup stuff. Sebastian Bach, who sung in one of those hair metal bands. Do you know who he sung for?
No.
Skid Row or something like that. Do you know Sebastian Bach?
No.
Rockstar. When he was a kid, he was a massive Kiss fan, but he'd only seen the album covers and listened to the music. He'd never actually seen them moving images of them playing.
Oh, no, me neither.
When he first saw them playing on a television set, he started crying. His mum goes, "Why are you crying?" He goes, "I don't know."
I know that feeling. I was raising my oldest daughter. She had an irrational love of NSYNC. If you ever heard of NSYNC,
I've heard of them.
They were a boy singing band from the she was 10 or 11, 12 years old, and she was crazy for them, or like how people used to get for the Beatles, the old the 1963 Beatles, But with Kiss, I remember being just so overwhelmingly just in my desk at school. You'd raise my desk up
Yeah,
where we
no,
sat and I was able to decorate it. I just had all kinds of Kiss decals. Anytime they had a new album come out, it was like I had to have it, and I'd save up all my money and just listen to it over and over and over again. And
I was like that with Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
right.
Obsessed with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the funny part about it was me and I can name the only three people in my entire school that I knew liked Kiss, and it was me, Chad Kiso, and Salvatore Sebreganzio. And we would just talk about Kiss. We'd be in our little group talking about it.
Yes, yeah.
The Melvins covered "Going Blind." Do you know that song? It's a Kiss song. Melvin.
How could I not? I must know. Wait, then Kiss did something. Kiss went into a whole other world. So once I stopped liking Kiss, I didn't enter that world. So
yeah.
I knew, like, in my recollection, like Love Gun and was one of their albums, and just Kiss and Double Platinum. Those were any other album. Like after Double Platinum, I probably stopped liking Kiss at all. So I didn't know that song, or if I did, I don't recall because I'm like 100 years old now.
I've got another thing. I've got 2 commissions in 2 days.
What? Oh yes.
One lady who stops by quite frequently called Tina. She drives around in one of these scooter things.
Oh yeah.
And she drove past. She goes, "Can you do my daughter a painting of Camden Bridge?" So I was like, "Yeah, fine." So I said, "I'll do that for you." And then another guy come up and he wants me to do a flag of the old Irish flag.
I saw that guy on your video. Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't done that one yet, but this is Camden Bridge.
Yeah. Let's see.
I've done 6 of these.
Oh yes, yeah.
Now the advertisement needs to go up here.
Yeah.
But there's 3 people. Now you've got Camden Lock Bridge, and then there's the 3 people of Camden Bridge. That's Alan the Town Crier, me, and John. What's his Zombie?
Zombie.
Now what we could have is Black Ivory, have blurt.blog, and you, me, and Off Grid Life.
Very nice.
Any group of 3 people.
Oh yeah.
There's a new format for blonde cards.
That's a good format. Yeah, that's a good format.
So
is that the one you're going to?
I've done 6 of those.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's called the last ones are blonde posters, and those ones are blonde bridge. Yeah. So 2 new series of blonde cards.
So the commission, she's actually paying you, or just asking because you're just that kind?
She said, "I'll pay you." I said, "Don't bother," and she goes, "No, I will pay you." Yeah. Because what I might do, I might say to her, "Well, I'll give her obviously a booklet, and I'll say, if you want to pay me, buy something from my Etsy shop."
That's the way to go. That's smart. Yeah. Or follow me on Instagram, or tell somebody.
That's it. Pay me. If she gives me cash, I don't know if I can legally take cash on the street, but it's not going to do me any good. The cash. I want people to be putting stuff out there, and if you buy from my Etsy shop, it puts my algorithm up. I mean, that helps. Giving me a £10, £20 note, it's nice, and I'll get some dinner with it, but it's not going to help really. It's like my cousin Arthur. He often sort of gives me a bit of money for some paintings, but I think I'll say to him now, instead of giving me money, just buy something from my shop, and I'll give you a discount code.
When I was before all of this years ago, 12 years ago, I remember specifically a big show I was able to have, and I've told you this before, but I just did barter. So I said, give me something besides money, because the money's just you can give me money, but I gave the alternative. So I priced them, and I gave the alternative in barter, like what I need, things I need. Yeah. And one of the things I needed was pure advertising. And I wish I had it in my hand right now, but it says something like this: promise to say Ron Troops among mixed company at a dinner party where the combined income of everyone is over $1 million, a year. So I would say stuff like, do that for me. Just say my name. So I was doing advertising without even doing advertising by asking, if you want this painting, just promote me. It's that easy. And I've told you this, I'm sure of it, but I would ask for things like lessons in how to use a chainsaw. Because at the time I lived in the woods and I wanted to learn how to use a chainsaw, and nobody took me up on that. Did I ever tell you I got 3 balloon rides, hot air balloon rides for paintings?
No, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
So, it was a person whose husband and she and her husband did hot air balloon rides. They bought 3 paintings, and they bargained with me. They didn't want to do the stuff I had on the list, so they said, "How about a balloon ride?" And I said, "I'm terrified of heights," so I gave it to my mother-in-law. So she got 3 balloon rides, hot air balloon rides.
Yeah. I bet she liked. Did she enjoy that? Did she like that?
She loved it, but
Yeah.
no thanks.
Yeah, I
Nobody's gonna.
wouldn't do a balloon ride.
I went
No,
up in
I'm not for
my
that.
mum. We know isn't Meg. In my 20s, it was my birthday, and she said, "I've got a surprise for you. There's a free aircraft lesson. There's a free flying lesson," and I went up and flew around over Cambridge. That was quite nice, and it's a little Cessna, and it was, it's one of those. It's just like driving, where they have dual controls and everything, and it was really lovely. I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
Sure, I'm
I
not for
really
that.
liked it.
You flew a plane?
No,
You flew it?
I had a let fly lesson, and it's like a driving lesson. You're driving, and the pilot sits next to you, and then you have the controls, and then he's got dual controls, so he can sort of step in there. So that was really nice. Really, you have to wear headphones because it's so noisy inside. And it was
That
lovely.
sounds like a nightmare.
That sounds like a nightmare. That's terrifying for me.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's quite expensive. I couldn't afford to do it. My mum treated me to it, so it's nice. Yeah.
I got a lesson last night from Rose. We went on drones, so I'm gonna go for my drone license.
Oh yes. You can get So you're getting the hang of using those, and you can do
So-
some more filmmaking. You can. I'm surprised that going around the Tate Modern, they don't send them into the Tate Modern. So we. Can,
They send them into prison, don't they?
They try to fly around the Tate Modern and for people, to.
Yeah, I couldn't do it in London. I'm sure in another country, but so that's what we talked about. We're gonna do that for retirement someday. For extra money. Because unless the money starts rolling in somehow, I don't know, but it's very cool.
I need to change my Steam It strategy isn't working.
You made $2. I saw on one of your posts.
Did I? Oh, I didn't notice. I have to. I haven't checked my Steam It. Was that today?
I looked up, because I re-steamed it, and it says you made like $2.50 or something. So.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was getting like 5p, 4p. So I'll have a look.
A curator found you. A curator said, "This guy's good." It took me a while, and once you get some people who are on your side, they'll find you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, because I do look at what other people are putting up, and I mean, a lot of it is sort of like techie stuff, like the latest on the latest decks or something like that.
Yeah.
But there don't seem to be that many people who do it like the old-fashioned blog, and I think that would kind of contribute to the community if there's more people doing like you say, like photographs, video, description of your niche, and it's on there. And maybe someone, it's sort of like Top Gear. There's a program about cars in England that did really well. And when they started doing the program, they aimed it at car enthusiasts. But then Jeremy Clarkson, do you know who's quite a celebrity over here? He took over Top Gear, and he says this program isn't for car enthusiasts. It's for people who aren't car enthusiasts.
Okay.
And then we'll get a big audience. Yeah. And then it became his top program. And when I'm writing about like what art I'm doing, I'm really aiming it at people who aren't interested. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you write it because most people, I imagine, who are on these crypto social sites are probably more into other stuff than particularly painting. So if you put up photos and explain it and talk as if you're talking to someone who knows nothing about what you're doing, then I'm hoping maybe some people find it of value to them.
Yes, and I think I agree with the whole approach of the street, and that's just it. The people walking around Camden aren't. They don't want to sit there and talk. I think if I talked about how the process of my painting or talked about art for artists, they'd hate it because artists are all jealous of each other. You know, they don't
Oh,
want.
they were.
I'm not,
I mean, I also just wanted to say, I think they mentioned David Hockney died. You know David Hockney, the great
yes, yes, yes.
was, yeah, you know, the national treasure. He died and just recently, and he had a very small. Only 2 people actually came to his funeral. That he's going to have a memorial service in Westminster and stuff. So,
Wow.
and I watched Matthew Collins, and he said that a lot. He says only so much oxygen, and a lot of artists were jealous of David Hockney. They were quite. I couldn't believe that. I mean, I always thought he was one of Britain's best loved artists and a national treasure, and everyone loved. I loved David Hockney. Everyone loved David Hockney, but apparently some people were quite, jealous of him. And
everyone who's successful has people jealous of them.
Of course, it's impossible.
Even
Yeah.
if you're not interested in their art,
yeah,
people always be jealous of you if you have any success.
I mean, I thought there was a little bit of criticism because he was pop art, and because he was a bit anti-establishment of pop art, and he was perhaps openly gay, and people were quite, he was pretty and pleasurable to look at, and they perhaps wanted more serious artists like Francis Bacon, but they were hostile to that. But I think they might have thought he was just too, pretty to look, nice to look at.
Who are those? Who are the they? Because I mean, he was a multi-millionaire through art. I mean, who
Yes,
cares
but
who the they are? You know.
Yeah, I think because he did so well, but he was very accessible. Everyone loved his work because it was very nice to look at, and it was recognisable things.
Oh, I see where you're going. Yeah, right.
And it was very swimming pools and quite beautiful landscapes and flowers and things, but it wasn't difficult for people, like some art can be. And,
well, in the beginning, it wasn't it? Didn't he get shot to fame because he put intimate men being intimate?
Oh yes,
So
we two boys together cleaning. That one was a poem from Walt Whitman, I think, and it was a quote from him. And yes, that was quite. But then he went to California. But the thing was, homosexuality was being legalised around that time in England. But yes, that was more of a struggle. But then I think it was just. I think people just loved him. But I think there's some people say, oh, you're just you're just too. Sold out, and you're not.
Well, that might be true. I mean, I don't like David Hockney's artwork, but that's legitimate.
Yeah, but
what I mean?
I thought
it's not because I'm jealous or nothing.
Yeah, but I think there.
Right.
According to Matthew Collins, there was quite a bit of artistic jealousy of him. There was quite a bit of carping and sniping, but
Yeah, well, was it artistic jealousy or success jealousy?
I think it was more. According to him, it was more success jealousy.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was more success jealousy. Really.
right, because there's no way I could be jealous of another person's ability. Well, not ability, but I'm jealous of the fact that they sell paintings because that's what I want.
Perhaps they thought he got all the oxygen. But the word Matthew Collins used was oxygen. He got too much publicity, and perhaps they thought that he was took up too much space that other artists could have. But I mean, it's just too much. He was over promoted. But I just think I'm surprised when I heard that.
The thing is, it's the lazy option to criticise someone else.
Yeah.
The hardest thing to do is to go, right, he's made it work.
Yeah.
So therefore, so can anyone else.
Yeah, you have
that takes industry and effort.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more lazy people in this planet than there are industrious.
Well,
so you'll always have a ton of people jealous.
Yeah, I think.
Irrespective of anything you do.
Yeah, I mean, I just always loved David Hockney's work, and when I was at the Bankside Gallery, they had a little book, and I was going to get it, but I couldn't afford it this month. But it was really nice. £15. I've only got so limited finances, but it was all David Hockney. If I see it again, I've got it on my list. I'm going to get it. It's David Hockney's sayings and
When's your
things.
birthday?
It's on the 26th of October, so I'm going to do that.
Hey, that's a good time of year.
£15, but I'm going to get
I'll
it
get it
from
for your birthday.
Yeah, I'm going to get it for So it's just I think. Oh, thanks.
What was it called? What was the book, Emma?
It's David Hockley by David Hockley. I can't remember the title. I'll probably see it again before
David Hockley.
Was it visual or just autobiography?
It was an autobiography. It was like sayings by David Hockley and what things he said. And I've got other books by Hockley on photography and painting. No, he's a really great artist. One of the.
So it's very interesting. You're talking about like jealousy among artists and painters and stuff. I always have well, this is a problem of mine, and Rose and I talked about this week. Is the hard work is true, and you got to just work. But what we have here in my rural culture is academia, who get all the attention and the almost like the authentic. They're authentic because they went to college, they got the degree, and then they're teaching, so they're making $100,000 a year, and they're getting shows and galleries because they have the CV. They have the I've done these things. So there's this tier of art that because I'm in it, because I know a lot of people in it, because I'm near a college and they all know college artists, and it's all like that. I'm always an outsider in the sense that, I'm working really hard, but I don't have that 40-hour a week teaching student. That's so how do you do both is my big question. You can, but then it becomes just like, well, if I'm working 60 hours at art a week and this guy's or gal's working 10 and they're getting the shows, then there is this, like Edgeworth, I just have to get out and do it myself. But
build
I don't have a London.
Your own, because it's like you're looking at the Eiffel Tower. How do I get up the Eiffel Tower? Well, why don't you just build your own Eiffel Tower? So
absolutely,
no one can stop you. Just find like what we're doing. Free Art Frees Art. We are building from zero a new tower to climb that is independent of theirs. And I wouldn't want to be in the gallery system now, because I can see that we've got what we're doing is better. So I would never be jealous of anyone who's gone into the art world and has climbed up the top of that ladder, because to me that's not the way to go anyway. That it's sort of like they're being led up the garden path, I think, because they think, oh, I'm achieving this, I'm achieving that, and it's like, you're not achieving anything. You're actually part of something which, when you look back at it, it is really quite a deplorable system to be part of. I wouldn't be proud of being at the top of that ladder. I wouldn't be proud to be at the bottom or halfway up it. The only way to do it properly, I think, is to invent your own system, because none actually exists at the moment. Like you feel like you're an outsider just because you're not in the art world. Well, we're not. Well, then, like I say, if we're outside, build a house.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
it's good.
I used to take part
good
in
therapy. Thank you.
Therapy. Johnstone Therapy Services.
I mean, I used to take part in this really good Holloway Arts thing, because I mean, I used to. They used to open up. They're very much into opening up spaces, other spaces than galleries. So it's out, like the Methodist Hall and the old fire station and the cafes and places, and I think that's a good idea, just looking at other spaces other than galleries. And they had a really beautiful opening night every year where you could just walk along Holloway Road and go from one cafe to the next cafe, gallery, to one show to another show. I'd call it an arts bender, because you get a glass of wine, go to the next one, get another glass of wine, and it was really nice. But they stopped their funding. They stopped that sort of community arts funding. Community arts, they've stopped. I think it's all folded now. It's a real shame. But that's why I keep looking for other spaces, like the bookshop and other cafes.
The bookshop. You had a show where you had a show.
Yeah,
that was good.
Just back in February. I had had it. It was, you know, it's a really nice bookshop, and I'm hoping to try and have another one there. So I'm going tomorrow. Actually, going for book launch there. So yeah, that's the sort of space. Like you might look for cafes and places to have shows. It's good to look outside galleries, really, in the gallery system.
If you look at every part of a system, and forget all the assumptions that you're told is the case, and look at it and say, okay, why? Just say why. Like we're told, I don't know, don't produce too much work and don't give it away. That would be the advice, right? Okay, why? Then if don't do that, because then your work won't be worth anything, because then you're giving it to all these people and create a secondary market. Okay, why is that a problem? And if you just keep going, why, just grill every single level of every assumption you've been told.
Don't do too much and then just release them, because that is very much, you know, working to the market, isn't it? You put out one thing that sells for quite a lot of money, and then you keep the rest back, and then you just put them out, and then you make them a bit exclusive and a bit expensive and valuable and desirable, don't you? If you just
but that's all illusion.
Yes, it is.
If you grill every aspect of the art world, this is what I've done. Everything I've been told by people who advised me, I've just, not directly to the person telling me, but I've gone home and I thought, why did they say that? What's the value in that? And I think, well, it's all rubbish.
It's managing.
It's all rubbish.
It's managing the product a lot. It's managing the production very, very tightly, isn't it? It's controlling how much, because you don't want to flood the market being very tightly controlled, and trying not to flood it with a lot of pictures, because you.
Yeah, but that's what they tell you. But then.
But what you're doing is painting. It's not, housing, is it? It's not taking out a mortgage. It's not like.
Yeah, but the target is basically.
We do what the equivalent is of social housing, which is much needed. Just give it affordable art. Well,
but if the bottom line is how to make money with your painting.
Yeah.
If you say to someone, how do I make money with my paintings? That's the only reason to really go down that road, is to somehow generate money.
Right.
Every truth, the supposed truth you're told, is always the same whoever you talk to. And like I say, if you really pull it apart and think, why are we being told that it has to be that way and only that way, then it opens you up to saying, okay, well, what would the alternative be? Let's say, for example, it became illegal to do the stuff we were being told to do. Would that mean that all artists would fail? Well, no, they wouldn't. They'd had to come up with a way around that problem.
Sure.
But because that structure's there and available, nobody tries to think around that problem, because they think, well, while the door's open, I might as well try and get in it.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do if that door was closed? Would you give up? No. So pretend the door's closed and now start thinking of the alternative way to do it.
Yeah, look for alternatives.
That's what all those punk rock bands did.
Yeah, that's it.
It's what I saw an interview with Butch Vig today. And Butch Vig recorded Nevermind, the Nirvana album, Siamese Pumpkins. But he started off as a kid who would learn stuff, and that all that music was going nowhere. So they just invented their own substitute for the system that they knew they would never get into.
Yeah.
They did the substitute system, and theirs ended up to be much better and much interesting, and also, importantly, much more historical.
Yeah.
Because people are interested in an interesting story.
Yeah.
I signed up to the Clever Person Gallery. Well, yeah, but fine, nobody cares. Van Gogh is historical because he wasn't part of the conveyor belt.
Well,
same with Picasso. Picasso never went down Andy Warhol. He didn't go down the conveyor belt. Andy Warhol invented his own.
He definitely did. Yes, because he could. Yes. The one thing I would mention, the one interjection with Nirvana would be, yes, they were innovative, and then they were David Geffen's. You know who David Geffen is? Yeah. So as soon as they opened the door, but as soon as the path was given to them, then they jumped right on that garden path.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But there were by that stage, it was already sustainable and historical. By the time they got to David Geffen, I'm not sure if they recorded their first album or not, but they were on Sub Pop. And
Right.
Then what happens is the big guys come in and they buy everything up.
Yeah.
And they buy everything up. Yeah.
Which is a way of kind of assassinating the golden goose.
Yes.
And like you say,
I know.
you end up being on MTV and all that stuff. You just get sucked in to the bog standard.
Yeah.
How could you
Well,
not?
you don't-
How could a person not? You know.
I watched a video. I was watching about Riot Girls, and you know, and it's all about, you know, babes in toilet and those sort of bikini kill and that lot, and they had fanzines, and he said, remember those, because they were very important actually. Fanzines for your own, and I thought about what we do with the you know, Black Ivory Public. It's very similar to the fanzines.
Like the example Ron just gave there.
Yeah.
Is that Nirvana got taken in by David Geffen and into the whole rock star existing strategy. They wouldn't have got there had they not started their own first.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
If Kurt Cobain had gone to some audition for the next hair metal band, they'd have laughed him out the room.
Yeah.
Right.
They built their credibility. They built their credibility to the point where, like Andy Warhol is in all the mainstream galleries now.
Yeah.
Oh, right, exactly.
Wouldn't have happened. He built up to the top himself. Then they come in and take you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you've
Absolutely.
already done it. You've already got Nirvana. Already had the story by the time David Geffen came in. But Nirvana started in 1985. They got signed. I mean, Nevermind came out 6 years later. You got 6 years of them doing it their own way. And a lot of bands who weren't Nirvana are still on that. Are still doing that. They never got taken up, but they're still existing.
That's
not
the key.
Millionaires,
right.
but they're still existing in their own structure.
Yeah.
You know, it's the best thing to do. I think.
You have to DIY sort of punk attitude, because but the fanzines, I mean, it was just saying on the video, you used to get the old photocopies out and you used to do your black and white drawings and do loads.
Leave a mark.
Yeah, and
everywhere.
and then the fanzines were very important. They're integral to building up a certain band scene, weren't they? The fanzines were just as important in a way. Like Sniff Blue with punk and all the rest of it.
And they're more interesting.
Have your own little publications and things like that.
What would you rather read, Rolling Stone magazine or some old fanzine by the Sex Pistols?
Oh,
you know what I mean? I'd rather read the old fanzine that 214.
Are you saying fans? Are you guys saying fanzine? Fanzine?
Fanzines. That's a
fanzine.
Yes. You know, they're
a magazine written by.
Yes. Okay. Fanzine. I'm going. What? I'm sorry. It's the accent sometimes gets me. Okay. All right.
They do their own drawings and pictures.
I understand now. Completely.
And you know, that sort of stuff, and get the old photocopier out, and and then they just get circulated, and that's very integral to creating the scene. So I think that's good. All the publications,
because they're doing something independent.
Yeah,
and it's so
like the Stomach
better.
Turner fanzine from 2024.
It's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's sort of that punk sort of DIY type thing, really. Yeah, but fanzines are quite important.
Historically, that's the historic stuff that I eat up. I love that. That's going down. That'll go down in some kind of history that we create, and I am all on board with the whole idea of self-creation. Sorry.
I mean, if you go and see art gallery exhibitions and art groups, stories of a particular art movement, they've got their little publications and fanzines, and we've got the original one here. It's shown in a glass case, and you have to mustn't get too much large, and it can start to fade. You have to pull back the cover and put it back again.
It's really good. It's really good that. Again, going back to the Nirvana example, it's really good that Geffen didn't sign Nirvana in 1986 when they had the fecal matter tape, and he was playing with Dale Grover. Yeah. It's so good that we've got all that early stuff.
Yeah.
And the worst thing for Black Ivory would be if some big gallery come on and say, "Oh, do you want to let us represent you now? You lot stop publishing your own thing. We'll put you in with our other 50 artists who are going to make..." And it would be the worst thing to happen to us. Would be to actually go into that.
It will be,
I mean, it's right to go into it once you're done and dusted and you've got all your stuff out and you're kicking back. All right, fine, now stick our stuff in whatever gallery. Who cares? But I think for us to be independent is and nobody really wants us anyway. But it's even
that's not true. mean, that's just it. What you're just creating. We're self-creating the brand we were talking about last week. And you are way on board with that. There's so many directions to go with this. I'll just quickly jump to Emma's thing with the fanzines. I was at a show at my daughter's college a couple years ago, and it was all about. It was very specific, but it was about Latin American artists. They might have been Latin American gay artists. I don't even know, but it was very specific. And the entire show was less art. I mean, there was art everywhere, but it was a lot of the zines, a lot of them getting together and being creative with their little publications, talking about their art. And that was in the 70s, and it was now a touring show. So somebody obviously picked up this idea of their creativity they weren't known, they weren't in galleries, there was no fame, but boy, they're on the historical record now, and they had something to offer.
Well,
So,
like the Dadaist publications and the Surrealist publications
Sure.
as well, it's just, that's great,
the more outside, the more creative you are, Edgeworth, with Free Art Frees Art is only making it, you are becoming that thing that somebody's going to want. So you're the one who's got to watch out.
Free art is art.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But also around, definitely to answer what you were saying about the gallery system, I am so no on the gallery system. Only what I'm always pro on is drop some money in my lap. So I'm always happy for that.
I hate galleries now. The more I find out about galleries, the more
I mean, the thing is, it's just that if you've got cafes having an exhibition, then you have an opening night.
I like exhibitions. I like being out and talking with people. But that's what you're doing on Saturdays and Sundays.
I have 2 private views a week, and they're packed.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, the thing is, if you have cafes and then the people come to their private view exhibiting, and it helps the local economy, and it just helps to just have events going around.
Too slow.
Well, you need to be, but it's just sort of thing that opening up other spaces to me is quite important. Not looking at galleries, but opening up other spaces to show shows and things.
But what's your main priority? I mean, it's nice to be part of the community and all that, but you're gonna spend what all year doing a maximum of 3 shows.
Well, the only trouble is with the cafes is that, you see, this is one of the other thing is that if you go to, I can't do a show in Pret a Manger, I don't think. If I went in there and I asked if they could show some work, they'd say no, because it's these chain cafes, isn't it? What about and I couldn't do a show in someone like Pret a Manger or Starbucks or somewhere like that. All these and that's because because I say, well, I have to speak to head office, or I'll have to do. So what happens is if it's a little cafe, independent cafe, and you can do shows in there, but when you see these sort of little independent places, venues being closed because there's all these chain cafes, all these big companies taking over, it's another problem. It's another hurdle.
You could do an exhibition on the street.
Yes, you can, but that's the thing. But it's nice that the independent bookshop was that's the type of place I really like.
That's what you like, right?
You have to go for those because those big chain cafes probably wouldn't let you have a show there, because they'd say, well, it's not in our. They all have to look samey, and they all have to sort of conform to this. So that is the thing that's killing. This is killing the art.
Last year we were talking about charity shops, to have shows in charity shops.
Yes, that's it. I mean, independent local economies and things like that, I think, it's important, that sort of thing. But, so, anyway.
12-inch vinyl albums, Ron.
Yeah.
You can get second-hand ones, 10p each.
10p each.
Wow.
Turn inside out.
Yeah.
Paint on them.
Yeah.
Have a box so people can flick through. Have it on the street on a fold-up table. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's coming to Camden.
Yeah.
Okay, so just so you know, I did in 2022. I had a whole bunch of record albums, and I painted the. That's good 16 by 16 or 12 by 12, whatever it is.
12
by 12, and I had them in a show, my own little show that I did, but yeah, so it's a great thing to paint.
I wonder if I saw that. Did you publish that online?
I must have. It was you know, we were back and forth. It was 2022, so you saw my albums for sure. Yeah.
I probably got that idea off you then, because, or it's probably in my mind because it seems so obvious
Right.
to do.
Right.
I could just have them; they could flick through it, and wouldn't it look so good to have people? It'd be so good for video to have people on Camden Market Street with Cosmic Record Fair there and picking out a painting. Oh, I like that painting. I'll have that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just seems so obvious.
So selective.
Right.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
is it taking me 2 years to think of this?
it took me not having any paper to look at my albums in the corner and saying, okay, well, I'm going to paint on that now. I mean, I've seen Bob Dylan's face enough, or Boots Randolph, or whoever, whatever I was painting.
If you've got any brilliant ideas like that I might have forgotten, remind me, because that is a brilliant idea. That is a brilliant. You're a gold mine one.
Well, I hung them up on a wall, so I wasn't smart enough to realize to just do what you're saying, going flicking through them. So, but
No, don't worry. No, that's a brilliant idea.
We'll figure it out. I do know that every day as I get older, I know that I just want to keep painting. So that's my shtick. And I don't want to try to. I don't want to go back to. I don't want to ever apply to a gallery again. I know I've learned that for sure. And I do believe in pop-up shows, like you're saying, Emma, in any place you can. I don't have a Camden. I'm realizing that. So
I called them that at the time, pop-up shows. I mean, it's just the question is funding from the council, because I knew the lady who's running the project. It was quite good. I had 2 shows at the housing association building there, as well as the Mayton Street fire station. No, it was really good. It was Rowan Arts, and it was the funding getting cut generally, and then it was these chain cafes, perhaps Starbucks, and you really see them just dominating the high streets, and Pret a Manger and all these sort of places, all bar ones where you can't. I mean, it's the same with bands. You get your local pubs that will have bands. What you call the spits.
Oh, we have that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that gets taken over by these sort of all bar ones, and they won't have the bands on, and it's just everywhere you go. It's this sort of big corporate, sort of big companies coming in and swap. Just chain stores, chain shops, pubs, cafes, arts, exhibition spaces. And everything you do. So that's the problem. So,
well, look what the ravers did in the 80s. They just would go to an abandoned warehouse and just put on a rave.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
You need to do
that's what I want to do. What you're saying, and film it, and put it on film.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry. In about 30 years' time, we can have the ravers will take over the abandoned data centres one day, and then they'll be really huge venues. Yeah.
You guys can do that.
AI is so brilliant.
Yeah,
we're going to have all this free space.
Yeah, they get all this data in this size, sort of box or something, and have some new invention, and then the ravers can come and take over these and have raves in big abandoned data centres.
Well, how long is it going to be before me and you, Emma, just turn up in an abandoned building with our guitar and our drums?
I was just going to say that. And Edgeworth Band should be you should be setting it up anywhere you can legally do it without getting yourselves in a panty wagon.
Don't forget the flyers. He says that photocopying fanzine. Don't forget the flyers with the raves. They were very integral as well, just handing out those flyers. So
why do we need
photocopy again?
Why do we need an established venue?
Lecture set, remember that. So so it's that type of thing.
Your backyard would be a great spot for its beautiful garden. Set up the film, set it up in different angles, and have it show for the neighbors. They'll love you.
I mean,
it's a bit trickier with music because you are
you have to have something.
You're bothering other people.
I
know. An artwork people can walk past and ignore. A band people can't ignore. So it's a bit trickier, but it can be done. You just have to do it different. Like, for example, these illegal raves that they used to put up in the 80s and 90s, they were right out of the way because they didn't want to be near anyone, and they would do their thing, have their loud music. Thousands of people would know. Somehow they managed to get the word out to each other that it's happening. It became this amazing movement.
Do you have any abandoned tube stations, metro stations around you?
Yeah, loads, but they are well secured. I mean, they got cameras and fencing around, and then it's not.
Yeah. I really think they look. They ought to look at the opening up though for stuff.
It's the kind of thing. It'd be easier to do this in Thailand.
Yeah, yeah.
We could go to Thailand and just get some way of getting a plug socket into an area and just start playing, and people will stop. I mean, we used to have a party outside by the lake in Nakhon Ratchasima.
I remember your video.
Yeah. We'd just get together and people would drive past or go past on a motorbike, see what's going on, stop, come and chat, sit down, put some money in the middle, and it turned into a party. And
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice,
Loud music, no one cares. It was brilliant.
Oh, very nice. Well, I'm going to be doing more of that, just putting my work out there. So what I was trying to say is I just, 2 years ago, I had my last gallery show, and it was good for one reason. I got to put up, and this is what I really enjoyed, 100 loose canvas paintings.
Yeah,
I just tacked them to the wall, 100, and it looked great. And I was able to. This is what I did in the past 2 months. You know, you see it. I sold a few, and it was that was good. You know, but that's very rare that you can just say to a gallery, "I'm going to tack these paintings on your wall." You know, it's
it is. It is. Yeah, it is quite.
So, have you got any plans for Freeze Art?
I've just going to break down and do it on a day. My plans are I just keep adding to the stockpile. Lately, I'll get back to that, but right now I've been very interested in this idea that I want to have 20,000 paintings by the time I'm 80. And I don't know why it's sticking in my head, but I'm dead serious. And when I get like that, I'll do it for a year and make 1,000 and say, was that worth it? And for me, like, you're making 1,000. I know you're making 1,000, left and right, blonde cards or whatever you're making. But this way, it's like a new process for me. It's working with oils, and it's almost like learning again how to paint, because I was I was always with acrylics, and now that I'm doing oils, I've got a new bug. So and there's something exciting when I have them hanging up in clothesline in the studio, and they're 5 deep, and
Are you videoing them? Are you videoing all that?
I better start. I'll do it tonight. I'll start tonight.
Yeah. That when you describe your work and environment, it always sounds like it would make a brilliant video.
Yes, you're right. I took a lot of old lights down because I've got to put new lighting up around. I only have one really good, strong lumen light, high lumen.
Even low light. I mean, whatever your environment is. I mean, a video of like your studio with them all hanging and the low light conditions you're working in, it'd be fascinating.
Okay, I'm sold. Anytime there's encouragement, I jump at it. So yeah, I'll have one up.
Don't feel like you have to make it different to what it is so it translates. Just it as it is, and it will translate.
Right.
Because it's all atmosphere. It's all atmosphere. It's not about high res, low res. It's about atmosphere.
I should have had you down there with the bees today and have me do this and this and this and this. So Freeze Art. Like I said, Rochester is what I'm eyeing right now. I'm going to be going out to Boston and this summer, and I'm going to try it there. It's not going to be as often as you do it, but and even in my hometown, I'm going to do it here on a nice weekend when I know I can go to the park and see what happens. So
the most important thing I think I've learned is that you learn through doing, and like constantly taking your stuff out and seeing it flop or go well doesn't necessarily have any artistic influence on you, but it just lets you know what converts, what kind of stuff goes well. It also makes you understand other people's mindsets a lot more. Because now I look back to what I assumed would happen when I go out to Camden. I was so wrong, like 180 degrees wrong. And now I feel that I'm 45 degrees wrong. But I'm starting to understand why the ice cream van that sells ice creams for £5 has a queue going down the road, and I'm struggling to give away one painting for £0. I'm starting to understand why.
Yeah,
Before,
why?
it just baffled me. You know, why are these people not taking my paintings?
Yeah, but why?
And now,
What did you come up with?
what does it look like to them? Because what it looks like to them, and this is a problem with my signage, which I've only recently realised. It first of all, it looks like a scam. Second of all, why do they want some scrappy piece of artwork to carry around with them around Camden all day? Now, I'm not going to change my artwork at all, but I understand what they see, which is why I think if I had the record things, they would see something that they would relate to. Look at that. That's quite interesting what's happening over there. People flicking through LPs that are paintings. Some bloke who's just dumped a load of paintings on the pavement. It's not very interesting, really. I mean, it might make you stop and turn your head, but I've noticed people will photograph Zombie. People will photograph Alan. I don't get photographed very often.
They're afraid of you.
Or even my display.
Yeah.
I'm putting up this big display. I do get maybe 15 or 20 people a day actually photograph my display. But Zombie has so many more people, not just photographing him, but videoing him. Same with Alan. As soon as Alan starts ringing his bell, going, oh yay, there's somebody down there with a camera. Because it grabs them and it converts so well. Whereas I look like I've just emptied a suitcase onto the floor. They're not interested. They go straight past.
Right.
And it's good to know. It's good to know that kind of stuff, because then it makes you think, well, how come the guy at the tube station has a better turnover than I do, when I don't really like his artwork very much? Because he does it better. He's done it 5,000 times. He knows how to present himself.
There's a guy doing free art at a tube station?
Right outside Camden Town Tube Station, there's a guy. It's like art for a hug or something. Like you get a hug or pay what you feel. So you can give him whatever you like. So it's not quite free art. It's not quite free art, but it's along the same lines as what I'm doing. But he does really well, and the way you look at him, it looks like he does his pictures on an easel. They're colourful, they're bright. He puts them up on the wall. There's ones you can. It's super easy, and it's immediately obvious what's going on.
Yes, it is.
Whereas with mine, you kind of have to stop and read it to get what's happening. It's not immediately obvious, so people will walk past because it's not like that. There was a book written once about how to design a website, and it's called "Don't Make Me Think."
Yep.
That's
Rose would know about that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you see an ice cream van, you don't think what's that bloke doing over there? You know. You see me, you think what's that bloke doing over there? By that time you've moved on.
Yeah, that's might be way of looking at it.
I think the flicking through the records is the way to go.
Record fair anyway, so that's they're expecting that.
They'll think it's free. Yeah, they'll think it's free music.
Yeah.
And then they'll see it's free paintings, and I think that will get them. I think that will get them.
I think I can't hurt to try for sure. I also just want to let you know here, I don't know how it is in England, but you go into people's homes and there isn't any art on the walls. Definitely original art. There might be something from Target or Walmart that they bought, or a landscape that they don't know where it's from or who they got it from. But everybody has ice cream in the freezer. So it's about what are we offering sometimes too. And the people who do stop and look, I think it's a great honor. You're amazing getting all these people talking about art and having them bring stuff out of them. To me, as a viewer, on those half-hour videos that you do edit, that are easily watchable and full of, you got 10, 15 people there giving interviews. that's an amazing gift that you're getting out of that they're giving back to you for your painting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nobody selling
Right.
ice cream is getting a talk about the ice cream industry for a video
Yeah.
for posterity and for history. So the little bit that you're getting, the squeezing out of, if you're only getting 50 or 20 people a day, it's awesome because that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. Like I say, the ice cream is all gone by the end of the day. Then you've got to go back and sell another ice cream.
Yeah.
I've
Whereas
said that
those
about
videos,
food. Yep.
those videos are
Yeah. You've got
They're permanent.
Yeah. You've got
People go out, no problem, out to dinner for curry or whatever, spend $100 for a couple, have a drink, and it's
Yeah.
literally gone in the sewer the next day. No
Yeah.
problem with that kind of ingestion of things,
Yeah.
and they do it often. But
That's why I
I'm
could
always
never be a chef.
Yeah.
What's
I
that?
suppose-
I could never be a chef. To me, being a chef is like painting a painting
Yeah.
and then chucking it straight in the bin.
Yeah.
It
That's
would it would bother me that there's no permanent record of all that graft I did.
Well, you'd have the recipe. You could invent your own
Yeah.
recipe. Creative.
And
Yeah.
it's that feeling, though. That's maybe what I have, and might be where I might be different from you, is that
Yeah.
process for me is a lot. I get off on painting,
Yeah.
and when I used to cook and make meals, and I was doing it from scratch, off the cuff in my brain.
Yeah.
The feedback I'd get, the immediate feedback from the people, like this is delicious,
Yeah. That's
always
lovely.
is like woo yeah.
That's important.
Big
Yeah.
ego, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've
Yeah.
got a big ego, but it's different.
Yeah.
I mean, if I like to wake up the next day and have something to show for the effort.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what I learned. That's why I don't chef anymore. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You feel. Yes. Yeah. But do you make up your own recipes? Do you do?
that's all I do. That's how I cook.
Lovely, yeah. Oh,
And
that's great. Maybe you should do an illustrated book of recipes or something.
I think so.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
don't
think next
know,
week.
I mean-
Next week I will cook us something. Okay, I'll go into the fridge and you guys will pick out things for me to use. I'll make something for us.
Oh yeah,
Brilliant.
maybe we'll try something like that. Yes. Okay.
I think the illustrated One True Cookbook's the winner.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'll wear my painting outfit.
Oh, we've got a double album coming out, Emma.
Have we? What's
Yeah,
that?
double album.
Yeah.
Owl and Studious
Yeah.
are going to go in the 12-inch record thing with CDs.
Mm.
Oh, that's
so
smart.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to Studious on the way to Billy's once, and I thought, yeah, that should be, because the CD you can squeeze tons of stuff. If I took a CD and put one album on it, you still got 90% of the disc space left.
Yeah.
So it'll be a double album, and I might put some like an enhanced album, so there's other files on there as well.
Rose and I, when we were doing our big paintings this winter, we were listening to Studious with one of the over and over with one of the paintings we did. We love it. We just where we wake up singing it, but I'll leave that at say that again.
Well, you'll be singing it better than I am.
No, it's excellent. All right, guys, I got to break away because it's pick up Rose time. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Nice to see you, Ron.
Nice. Watch for it online. I'll put it all up there this week.
Okay then. That's great.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye,
Okay,
Emma. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.